Oh, how do you do? Well, you've just caught us both drinking, but you know about actors and performers. Seriously, folks, if you just joined us, by that I mean didn't see my program last time, I was talking with certainly one of the most respected, best-liked, elegant, successful, and highly thought-of actors in our business. A man who is not only a apparently perfect screen actor, but also an author of some renown. And his books, The Moon's a Balloon and Bring on the Empty Horses, were best-selling autobiographies, and he has changed paces and done a novel called Go Slowly, Come Back Quickly. And the man I'm talking about, of course, is the natty, incredible, incomparable, and I'm sure uncomfortable at this moment for being overpraised, David Niven. Will you welcome him, please? Mr. Niven, may I call you David after all of this chat? By the way, Mr. Niven is fresh off the, you're at the moment on the air, having just been in it. And maybe we should talk about the problem of jet lag, which everybody in our business seems to have. Is there any cure for it that you know of?
Oh, I wish there was. It gets me in the throat. Maybe the air conditioning or something, but I always get raspy. The ball, but there's it. We live with it.
You don't sound raspy, but I'm sure you feel raspy. Last night, if it was in fact last night, I mentioned something about Joan Crawford, and I didn't know, and wouldn't have without you, that she had pretensions to another kind of performing other than just screen acting. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah, I do.
What was...
I forgot you got a memory like a... Good God.
like a plugged up sieve.
She did. She wanted to sing opera.
That's right.
And oh, I never forget it.
Joan
She made a recording with the full Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Orchestra of Aida. And she asked Fred Astaire and his wife and me to go and listen. It was the most horrific night of my life. And it's awful. You get past the point of giggling. It gets very painful because, it went on, and I mean, two sides.
Was it that sort of thing where you've held in laughter to the point where you think you're going to explode, and little muffled explosions that you pretend are coughing?
And Fred was extraordinary color. He really went blue.
Fred Astaire went blue?
Oh.
Did you then afterwards have to say...
Oh, they had wonderful, of course, one does. People say to me...
Well, apparently she was, we've learned from that book anyway, of operatic proportions in some ways. I don't know,
She really longed to sing, and she made a brave stab at it too, but she couldn't get the notes out.
That can be a drawback, can't it? I like to hear actors comment on the directors they've worked with. Would it be fair to say that you have a favorite particularly, or were just very fond of William Wyler as a director?
Well, he was a great director, but he was hell to work with, I thought. But a wonderful director, but he was very inarticulate in a funny way. And I was with him and with Larry Olivier. This is Wuthering Heights, called 1903 or something. But standing next to Larry, and Wyler would say, "Do it again." And you'd do it again, long scene, do it again. He'd go on and on and on. He'd never tell you why. And he really couldn't. He knew exactly what he wanted, but he just hoped you'd get it. And I was there when he said to Olivier, "Do it again." And Olivier said, "Look, Willie, I've done this scene 42 times. I've done it differently 42 times. Just tell me, what do you want me to do?" And Wyler said, "Just be better." To Olivier.
And was he left standing by Olivier?
Left standing, he went on and on doing it. But he was with me, I did 2 pictures with him, 3. And the first one, I played a very small part in Dodsworth with Ruth Chatterton. And he sat under the camera with the Hollywood reporter. He said, I'd turn him over, and then would read the paper while I was doing it.
While they were filming?
Yes. And then cut, do it again. I know. Went on and on. We read the whole paper, do it again. I was acting my guts out over there.
That's infuriating, isn't it?
When the second one came, which was Wuthering Heights, I was under contract to Sam Goldwyn for 15 years, and he put me into that. And there's one part, Edgar, in Wuthering Heights, which actors grow beards and go to the Seychelles Islands forever rather than play that part. It's the worst part ever written. And I had to play it. So I said no. So Goldwyn said, you're on suspension. You don't get paid. I said, that's fine. I had no money. So I was suspended. And Wyler came to see me in my little hovel I lived in. The great director said, David, I want you to play in my movie. Will you please help me? I never heard such a thing. Oh, yes, sir, and all that. Will you play again? And I said, oh, I can't wait, you fool. I said, one thing, Mr. Wyler, last time he was so beastly, so rude, so awful to me, that I said no to this. Now, will you have dinner with me the night before I start work this time, so I can remind you that you're going to be nice and kind? He said, I give you my word of honor, David, I'm a changed man, I'll be nice and kind. So we had dinner the night before I started shooting. Great fun. He was a charming man off the stage. Mm-hmm. And I said, tomorrow? He said, tomorrow, David, no problem. I'll be nice and kind, I promise you. We'll have a lovely time. So I was dressed up as Edgar, Merle Ron's in the coach, and I had to drive the two foul horses round the heather. We stopped, and Merle said, come in, Edgar, and have some tea. And I had to say, as soon as I put the horses away. Cut. He was up there somewhere. Yes? He said, don't try to be funny. Do it again, right? So, come have some tea as soon as I put the horses away. Cut. Not a comedy, you know. It went on. 50 times I drove the bloody animals around. Finally, I said, look, I was going mad. I said, Willie, you are a son of a bitch, aren't you? He said, yes, and I'm going to be for 15 months.
And that was...
Oh, weeks, I mean. No, weeks.
That was before the days of Cleopatra.
He was nice. He got nicer.
Well, what in the hell was he doing? I mean, what...
I think he just, as I said, he couldn't really explain, although he had it all in his head, brilliantly.
Is it possible that he
record of great movies.
Now, on the other hand, you'll get a director like, apparently John Ford often printed the first take.
I worked with him too. I loved him, of course. I think everyone did. But he loved, he had favorites. He had people he liked more than others. Thank God he liked me. And I had a birthday. I joined the picture. So Jack Ford said, all right, David, tonight we've got very little to do tomorrow, just binding up George Sanders' arm. So, and really tie one on. But I don't drink very much anyway, so I went out. I thought, I must please him. And I drank. I drank all night. And if you really set out to get drunk, it's very difficult, isn't it? So I worked at it. And I came lurching back in the morning onto the set, thinking how happy John Ford would be. And he said, what's the matter with you? I said, oh, good morning, Jack. He said, don't call me Jack. Mr. Ford to you. I said, oh, morning, Mr. Ford. He said, are you drunk? I said, yes. Thinking how happy he'd be. He said, all right, send for Mr. Zanuck. Zanuck, the head of the studio. Incidentally, the only man in the world who could eat an apple through a tennis racket. He had those funny... But he came, on came Zanuck. Now people backing away from me. I'm all alone. Zanuck came on, surrounded by his henchmen. All right, Jack, what's the problem? So Ford said, well, this English actor is drunk, Mr. Zanuck, on your picture. So Zanuck said, I've at the end of my career. He said, all right, let's hear a take. So Ford said, all right, put a white coat on, give him the stethoscope, And there in the box of dressings, I'd never heard about these. Stethoscope. They put me in a white coat and a stethoscope and a box. And I said, where's the stethoscope? In the pocket, right? Turn him over. And I bound up George's arm. And then he said, take out the stethoscope. And out came a snake. And a snake. Ah! And then he said, put the dressing on. I said, dressing. Full of little green turtles. Oh, but
Turtles?
Oh, God, yes. They print, and they used to run it in their houses for years.
You've gone to all that trouble to... It's a wonderful story. You know, it's famous, Orson Welles' remark, who's the best director in Hollywood, and who are the best three directors? I almost blew it. And Welles would say, John Ford, and John Ford. What is it that's so admired about his pictures that Welles and others say things like that about him, and he's so adored by the cineasts and others? I like his pictures, you know, like Stagecoach and Hurricane is one of my favorite, but it would be hard for me to say what is it that John Ford does that other people don't.
I think, I don't know, I can't answer, Dick, but he was the total opposite to William Wyler we were talking about, because he knew exactly what he wanted, but could explain it. And he would print one take. He'd maybe do it a couple of times, hardly ever, 2 or 3 times, print it, and that was it. Didn't matter if the sound man said, it doesn't matter about you, print it. And there was nothing that the editor could do except join it together. He never went to see his dailies, the rushes, you know, the work from the day before.
Yeah.
He knew that he'd shot what he wanted, and it was going to be stuck together, and that was the film. He was totally great, I thought.
That was quite...
I haven't answered your question. Except
well, maybe there is no...
I think he did immense preparation. He pretended he didn't, of course.
Yeah.
But